Hi guys! Sorry it's been forever since I've last posted a video. There's been a lot going on in my life. Um, I moved. I have been looking for a job and starting a new job. And kind of dealing with a lot of other stuff, like real life stuff that's taken up a lot of my time. So I haven't really had any time to devote to the YouTube channel, but I'm in a lot more stable place right now, so I have more time, and I want to put more time into this YouTube channel. So this is kind of my coming back video, and as you probably already know by the title, because I think I'm going to make it the title, the big update on the game is that I am starting over, or have started over. I've been working on a new idea for like 3 weeks now, but I basically reached the limit with my old idea. And I'll talk about that a little because I think it was important to go through that process to like come to this new idea I have and have a new excitement for making a game. But I definitely reached a point where I just dreaded working on the game I was working on because I feel like I was really deep into an idea and it was my first idea and I had been really excited about it at first, but it is really true, like your first idea is not your best idea. And I just felt like I realized that pretty deep in, and ultimately the game just wasn't fun. It wasn't fun to play. I couldn't see how I was gonna make it fun to play. I didn't really see what the game was about. I had just been excited to make a game, which is so important, and I'm really glad I had that experience because I learned so much about Godot and about programming in that experience, but I definitely feel like I have a much better idea and a much better grasp on what I want to make and how what I am going to make would be fun to play, because I it's so important to remember that you're making something that someone should want to play and is fun or like engaging to play, and that was something I hadn't really thought about. I don't want to just ramble about that, but I basically almost all of that old project is in the grave. So RIP. Other than like I don't know, like I'll probably take like the character creation and maybe like the menu screen, but and some other like random code here and there that I'm too lazy to write and can just use. But yeah, that's that's the status of that old game. So let me talk about the new game a little. Basically, I have one of the like scene, one of the like things up here. I guess I should first explain because it won't really make sense. Basically, kind of at the end of that old game, I realized like I was like, wow, this really isn't fun to play. like what is fun to play? Like what are the most fun games to play? Because I'm not delusional about like I'm such a beginner to Godot, such a beginner to programming, such a beginner to like game development. And like doing this like mostly like myself with some help is it's definitely not feasible to make like a 3D game or even like a complicated 2D game. So I was kind of like thinking like what is at the intersection of like really fun games and really simple games, and I realized the most fun games is the like first like the original games, like the like really early games, like even like Pong and like Space Invaders and like for example like Castlevania, which is getting a little more complex, but like simple games relative to like what games are being made now. So anyway, don't want to ramble for too long. the idea, basically the narrative of the game. So right now, my idea for the game is the overarching narrative, which is going to be in a top-down 2D style, is basically following a character as they process and grieve for their dying mother, who's basically in the hospital and has a limited amount of time to live. And so we start in a pretty realistic setting, like you're basically sitting at your mother's hospital bed, and then in the process of dealing with that, the game shifts and you're suddenly in different, almost like mini games, but as opposed to mini games like being separate, I want them to be like reflections of the mental state of the character. So for example, like this is one part of it I have, which I want to be inspired by like 2D like dungeon like side scrolling games, and I have a fun, it's almost working. I would say it's almost working. A fun like confetti gun. I know it's coming out of the wrong part of the character, so ignore that. And I might make a video about how to do that, or how I did that. But I also have, for example, and this will be a good example of what I'm talking about, like this tennis scene, which is one of the first scenes I want, which is basically ignore the way that I just spelled it, Tebis. So basically I have like kind of like a Pong clone. Like that's like almost exactly what it is, but it's like supposed to be like a tennis game, and basically I have this as like a flashback of your character to like their childhood basically, and I wanted to have it be a mix of like you're in these flashbacks and these crazy worlds, and I want it to get crazier. Like this is just the beginning. I want you to go into that dungeon crawler, and then something like something based on Space Invaders, something based on like a point and click mystery game. Like I want it to change so much, but the central core driving element being, you know that your mother is dying, and each one of these things will reflect an aspect of you coming to terms with your relationship with your mother, which I think like, I don't know, like it makes me really excited about the video game, because this is why I wanted to make video games in the first place. Like it's a medium where you can do so much and show so much without telling really anything. So I'm super excited about it. So I have that. This is like my like Pong clone. Basically I have like my like shitty like I wouldn't even call it a Castlevania clone. It's nowhere near like an art style or like programming, but and then I have this shitty Pong clone, and I also have, what's it called? Shit, I forgot what it's called. Shit. I'm gonna edit this out. I'm gonna definitely edit. Oh. I I literally call it Space Invaders because it's a Space Invaders clone. And then I have this like no collisions, like kind of broken Space Invaders clone that I've really only done the like following the spaceship with the shooters, and you can destroy some, la da 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 da, and it speeds up when you do that. Not really like how it does in the game, but it's a shitty Pong clone. But yeah, so that's what I've been working on, kind of for the way it doesn't work over here. It doesn't work right. I don't know why. But that's what I've been working on for the past like 3 weeks, and I'm going to keep working on it, and I'm really excited about it. And I know right now it definitely kind of like it kind of feels like I spiraled and I'm now just making clones because I wasn't good enough to make anything else. But that's a part of it. Like I don't know. I'm definitely a huge beginner. Like I feel like it's really important to start with the basics. And if I can make a really cool game out of like me learning the basics, and a game that actually says something and has like a meaning and a story to it, then I feel like this is a good idea. And I feel really good about it. So, moving forward, I'm definitely planning on using this YouTube channel. I know in some video I had said that I was going to try and post every week and then completely didn't do that, but I do genuinely want to try and do that because I definitely want to get feedback. I definitely need feedback, and I just want to see what people think and see what y'all think. And oh, what? But yeah, thank you so much to everyone who's been watching my videos since the beginning. I'm sorry if you thought that that other game was good. I don't know that there'll be anyone that will think that, but I definitely promise that this one will be even better. So, and I'm really excited, and I'm really excited to share it. So, thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon.